Today's video, we're going to be breaking down Khadija Shaw's ratings reloaded card. Is it worth the coins? 120k you're going to be investing into this striker, and that's the only position she can play. So you're looking at a very competitive position. There are a lot of good strikers in the game. What does she offer that others do? Others don't, sorry. Let's break it down. Okay, starting off with a base card, 90 rating, obviously a very high rating card, so you expect some good stuff from her. And I've used her last year, so I was kind of excited to try this card out. And last year she did have the press proven plus playstyle. This year she has a low driven instead, so you're going to get a few differences here. Let's just go through and look at the overall card here, because this is going to be a YouTube short and a YouTube video. By the way, if you guys want to watch the full breakdown, check out the actual YouTube video, because this first 3 minutes will be for a short as well. So if you guys, you're not going to see the whole thing, check out the full YouTube video as well. Okay, starting off with the base card, 85 pace. Not bad, not great. It depends what you're trying to use. What I will say is, if you're someone that uses someone like Diani or Wilson and you just love those very fast strikers, you're not going to be able to utilize this card the same way. She does feel a little bit clunky, which is okay if you use her the correct way. You're not going to be able to just run down and just get behind defenders. If you're trying to do that, you may struggle with this card, so keep that in mind. Okay, then you have 90 shooting. One of her best attributes for sure is her overall shooting. Again, if you're a good player, you utilize her strengths, maybe in a 4-4-2 or something like that, where you play off the other striker, you get her into good positions. There was games where she had 4 shots, 4 goals. Like, her shooting is very, very good. You just have to get her in the area. Then we do have the next one, which is her passing. To be honest with you, with a striker passing, I'm not really too fussed about. She does her job, good link up play, absolutely fine. 76 passing. Then she has 85 dribbling. The dribbling is okay. I think that's probably just like her speed. It's not her best attribute. It does feel a little bit clunky at times, and I wasn't really utilizing her. I wasn't using her for dribbling because she has 80 agility as well. So her actual dribbling's not too bad. 83, ball control 90. That's probably the best bit, where you can get those through balls in. And she does a good job when she's in and around the box, but you need to get her there. And I feel like the best way to do that is link up play more than actually dribbling and using her pace. Using her strength is probably the better way to do that. Then we go across to her physical, which I think is her best attribute for sure, as well as her defending, having 94. Her defending is obviously bad at 33, right? But you have to remember 94 heading accuracy is a very, very crucial stat. And then a physicality, this is her bread and butter for sure. 92 jumping, 91 strength, as well as 83 stamina. Her overall pros, as you can see, is her shooting, her strength, and her good base play styles. The cons are her dribbling and her speed. Overall though, really, really good card. Let's end the YouTube short there, and we're going to get through the actual breakdown in terms of all the small details. But one thing I will say is, if you're going to use this card, it reminds me of Gyökeres, where you want to be shielding a lot of the ball. You want to make sure that when you're using her, you're basically getting the ball in, shielding, and letting runners go in behind. And she does do a really good job in the games I've played in terms of getting goals. But yeah, like I said, the full review will be on YouTube, so check that out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Okay, let's get on with the rest of the review in terms of the actual breakdown of stuff. So shooting, what we're working with in terms of actual shooting, unbelievable. By the way, I think I said her physicality was the best attribute. That's wrong. It was a shooting. 92 attack positioning, 94 finishing, 94 shot power. Just that alone, it allows you to get away with not utilizing the meta shot at all times. What I mean by that is, there's a higher threshold for making mistakes. So you can be in the box, and even if you don't know what shot to have or what optimal shot to use, you can kind of get away with just low-key just kind of powering the ball into a corner and just being a little bit smart with it. You don't have to be over-optimized. Like, you can really get away with kind of just going for a shot and hoping for the best in certain areas, because her shooting is that good, as well as 90 ball control, 80 let's go back to the shooting stat, as well as 85 long shots, which is, it's fine. Her penalties and volleys actually bring her shooting down a little bit, which is good, because that means her base shooting is actually very, very good. Her dribbling, again, it's not bad, it's okay, but the main pro I mentioned was her shooting. The next was her strength. One thing I did a lot was I just shielded the ball a lot. Every time I got an opportunity with her card, I would shield the ball, and it would give me time to think and get runners in behind and go from there. So let's see this clip right here. Let's kind of break this one down. So we go through, you see she makes that run. When she makes that run herself, it's when you can play those through balls. So if we go back again, so in this situation, you see we go through, and by the way, my defense was atrocious, but my attack was amazing in terms of the overall way we were playing. But as soon as I see Shaw making that run, I can see right now with De Jong, this is the type of opportunity to just do a through ball. And right here, I know if I shoot into that left corner, it's not going to miss. So boom, I end up going there to the right corner. What I thought I'd go to the left corner, but right here, you see it again. We go through 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. This is a perfect example. If I could show you one goal to one goal to represent the way to play with this card, it would be this goal right here. You get the ball in. As I get the ball, as I receive the ball, I'm holding L2. Okay, so I'm holding the shield button as I receive the ball. When you hold the shield button, the defender will commit one way. You see the defender goes to the right. As soon as the defender does that, the space on the left opens up. So now all I have to do is use my left stick left once, and I go past the defender, take one touch, and by the time they even get there, I've already shot to that side. So let me rewind that in full speed so you can see that again, because that's a perfect way of using it. If you're trying to utilize this type of striker, this is how you do it. Get the ball, shield into space, one touch, and then shoot far post. It was my bread and butter. It worked so well. And again, you're seeing in moments like this, you can still get the ball to her in those deadly through balls and still get the ball in the back of the net. So like I said, she scored a lot of goals for me. In about 6 or 7 games, she scored a lot of goals, the most on the team. Rodrigo and her as my strikers, a very good combination. Again, right here you see finesse shot, good range of goals, very, very useful. We've got a couple more clips and then I'll rewind the whole tape again. Then we have play styles. Let's kind of go through her play styles and what makes her, you know, what's good play styles, because I mentioned as a pro, so let's go through it. Starting off with her shooting play styles or scoring play styles, she has the power shot. I don't really utilize this, but it's good to know that she has that. Acrobatic, again, not really utilizing it. So far 2 play styles that for me didn't really matter, but still want to mention them. Okay, let's rewind the video. There you go. Got a few more things to cover. Then the video will end, so we can leave that in the background. Then we have low driven plus. This is again really good because you're in and around the box. All you have to do is double tap B. So you have the low driven plus, so you can double tap B into a corner, as well as her 94 finishing or 9, whatever her finishing was. And it just results in a lot of goals, So her shooting is amazing. She has a low driven as well. If I was being really picky in terms of like what stops this card from being like a 500k card, for example, if I was like looking at the next layer up, is one is you want the 5-star weak foot to really just make it difficult for defenders. And the other thing is the finesse shot. So some cards will have finesse shot plus or low driven. I'm okay with either. As long as I know what my card has, I would utilize it more. I think they're both good, and if you're a good player, I think you can utilize both, because the low driven is quite easy to use as well. You just double tap B once you power it up, and the finesse is just R, B, and B. There's no time finishing anymore, so I feel like you can, as long as you know what your striker has, I would just abuse that mechanic. So we're sure she has low driven, so I'm going to use more of that than the finesse. Still use finesse, but low driven I will try to use more, and that's it. And then we go across. She has no passing play styles, which is fine. In terms of ball control and physical, she now has press, proven, and enforcer. So this is where again the shielding is really crucial. Okay, so what does enforcer plus do? Let's see. Well, she has enforcer, not playstyle plus. Performs dribble, shoulder challenges, and shielding with increased effectiveness. So when you're kind of like taking a through ball and she's running side to side with a defender, she has a higher chance of using her strength to win that, as well as having the press proven, which we know from last year's, keeps close control of the ball while dribbling at jog speed and can shield the ball more effectively from stronger opponents. So the biggest thing is, again, you're seeing in this clip, like we said earlier, is that right there. Having enforcer and jockey just allows her to use her strength to get away in those situations. So I think if you're trying to use this card, you need to utilize her strengths, which is her strength, you know, her shielding, her power, her shooting, stuff like that. That's what you need to utilize. Her cons will be her dribbling and speed. So it's not necessary that it's a con. It's a con if you're trying to use that approach as a player. So like Rafael Leao, I'm not going to try and shield with him, but with Shaw, I'm going to shield. If I had Rodrigo in the ball, I would do more dribbling and more pace. So you just got to know your players a bit. And I feel like for this Shaw card, like I mentioned multiple times, if you get her in and around the box, she will be clinical. She's like the Gyökeres, the Harry Kane, that type of build, the Haaland, in terms of like your more physical strikers that can shield the ball, get others involved. If you like that, she's a very good card. For 120k, she was good. She did a good job. I don't know who else is around that price that is similar. I did use Gyökeres. He was good. I actually don't know who I prefer. I would have to use them both at the same time to kind of remember and refresh my memory, because the game's evolved in terms of ratings and stuff. So I'd have to use them both at the same time to really give my opinion. But it's that type of player for sure. Gyökeres, Harry Kane, that type of player with Shaw. She has decent speed as well, because some of those players have like 70 something pace. So she definitely has better speed and stuff. And her dribbling just feels a little bit clunky. You have to be smart with it. But yeah, just look at the cards, compare them, and see if she fits your mold. But if you're looking for that type of player, I think she's good. She's very good. And yeah, I'll give her an 8. When I'm using this player review, I'm going to look at 120k. If I had a budget, if I was going for champs, would I use a striker? You know what? I can see a lot of people, if you prefer that type of player, for sure. I've always preferred the more like when I played foot champs, I had Wilson and Pina. So I just prefer more agile players and like that play style. I'm going to give her an 7.75 out of 10. And the only reason she's not higher is my preference of player. She's actually, if you're looking, if I was just looking in that niche of like that type of player, she'll be an 8.5. She was pretty decent. But for me, but what I look for in a striker, probably a 7.75, because I prefer a different style. That's all it is. So don't take my rating for the final say. Take my whole analysis and go from there. Because she scored a lot of goals for me, and like it's probably a bit harsh to give her a 7.75. That's probably just my rating right now. I'll give her an 8. I'll give her an 8. I think eight seems fair. I'll give her an 8 out of 10. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a like. It helps out massively. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing 3 videos a day, as well as 3 YouTube shorts a day, where we're going to be doing a ton of content over the next few. Just a foreseeable future. So I'd love to see you guys involved. And yeah, we're really going to start grinding the videos on the channel now. So yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this, and I'll catch you guys for another video later on today. Peace.